And this is, of course, in honor of Rajine, who I painted a portrait of, who is right over here. She passed away over a year ago, and we have her family here. And this entire event is in her honor. The theme is remembering those we love. And the beautiful thing about poetry is that there's a lot of looseness and freedom in being able to convey feelings. And I'm just going to read for you a poem by Tracy K. Smith, a Pulitzer Prize winner, just the beginning of it. And it's entitled, Don't You Wonder Sometimes? After dark, stars glisten like ice, and the distance they span hides something elemental. Not God exactly, more like some thin-hipped, glittering Bowie being, a starman or cosmic ace hovering, swaying, aching to make us see. And what would we do, you and I, if we could know for sure that someone was there squinting through the dust, saying nothing is lost, that everything lives on, waiting only to be wanted back badly enough? Would you go then, even for a few nights, into that other life where you and that first she loved, blind to the future once and happy? Would I put on my coat and return to the kitchen where my mother and father sit waiting, dinner keeping warm on the stove? Bowie will never die. Nothing will come for him in his sleep or charging through his veins, and he'll never grow old, just like the woman you lost, who will always be dark-haired and flushed-faced, running toward an electronic screen that clocks the minutes, the miles left to go. Just like the life in which I'm forever a child, looking out my window at the night sky, thinking one day I'll touch the world with bare hands, even if it burns.
Beautiful.
Next up we have Rajine's mother, Cynthia.
So Rajine's life goal, or what she wanted to become a childhood developmental psychologist, so she majored in psychology. And in her senior sociology AP class in high school, she had a project where she had to write a book, and then they had to present that book to the elementary school, and then she asked me about it. And I was lucky enough that she let me become a board. I drew a storyboard out for her because she wanted me to do the artwork for her. She gave me the story. I gave her my ideas of pictures. She said, I love it, and then we did this together. So this was all her writing and just my pictures, and then she colored everything in. So it's called How the Baby Leopard Got His Spot. And that's obviously Baby Leopard. Just the African plain. It's written by Rajine Martinez, illustrated by Cynthia Martinez. Once there was a big family of leopards. All of the leopards had these wonderful spots that covered their fur. All except for one, baby leopard. Baby leopard wanted spots too, but for some reason, no matter what he did, he couldn't figure out how to get them. So he has a mirror, and he's like, mirror, mirror, I wish I may, I wish I might. He tried painting his fur. Obviously, he made a big mess. He tried to glue them on. Didn't work with the glue. He tried to take them from Mr. Giraffe. He's trying to keep up on the giraffe. And from Mrs. Cheetah. She's so very fast, he couldn't catch her, but her hat stays on. But each time he tried, he only failed and made a big mess. So obviously, this is him making a ginormous mess. Finally, Mama Leopard told Baby Leopard how to get the spots by being kind and listening and cleaning up his mess. So there's baby Mommy Leopard helping the baby leopard, giving her motherly advice. So Baby Leopard put away the paint and cleaned up the glue. And he apologized to Mr. Giraffe and Mrs. Cheetah. So then he's got a ladder because he got smart. It's the only way you could reach a giraffe. And then little motorbike, I don't know where he got the money from, but he got it. He called her, he said sorry. And then baby leopard got a spot on his nose. There's his little spot. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you, Melody, for a wonderful picture and for doing this for my daughter's
Wow.
Thank you. I can't. That's all I can say.
I just want to say also that it was a wonderful experience planning this, doing the portrait of Rajine, which that experience, you know, it was like a lot of energy building up to it and then finally bursting forth. And then now it seems like a lot of synchronicity is happening, and being able to go and see these other poets, which we're now going to partake of and behold, you will see what I mean. Peggy Legee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to read a poem. It's a personal poem. It's about a special place where I grew up. It was called Echo Cottage Lane. It was a place in Troy. It was at the end of a dead-end street, and there was a creek next to it. It had an old sewer tunnel in it. They used to fill up with water and everything. And there was people that lived there that lived like, probably people live in like the Ozarks or West Virginia in the mountains. No electricity, no water and stuff. And they were just like fascinating people and stuff. I mean, people in the 20th century living like that. So the poem is called Revive the Echoes. The Pewants kill, trickles ad nauseum in my youthful hangover images. The Echo Cave had a moon dial and moss-laden mosaics of mud. A zephyr's golden wing broke crackers on a black swamp stink soup. I painted a glass trail through the creeping vine of dilated time to greet you. Your lilac sashayed beneath a full and petulant umbra. Why did you become an oft-trodden garden of refuse and repose? You knew not Osmandius or raison d'etre upon idyllic elephant ears. My echo, cast aside in vain to become silence. Opine away your disembodied voice from my memory. This botched canvas in ink serves all who awake to hear her call an unanswered soliloquy. Thank you.
Is there any other people who would like to sign up? Just grab me. Next up, we have the organizer, or okay, D. Okay, D. Collins. If you would.
Hello. Hey. My name is Dee Collins, and I'm going to read a couple poems. And then I'll read something with my teammate. We're part of a slam team that's going to the National Poetry Slam next week. And this particular piece is something that I'm still working on. It's a poem in the voice of my parents the day before I am born. And the significance of my birth is that my grandmother was buried the same day that I was born. And my mother wasn't told for about 3 months. So that's some of the context, and I think you'll understand the rest while I read. Part 1, from my mother. Numéro 1. One day I will tell you about your sister. The first year, I should tell you also that I'm Haitian, and I'm probably going to say some parts in Creole, but you won't miss anything. Numéro 1. One day I will tell you about your sister. The first year I cried many days, and your father prayed, and my mother consoled me. She had held dead babies too. And your grandmother you will love. She will spoil you. Gâteau. She will. De. The second year, I thought this was God healing me from the first. I think I must teach you to wait, to understand the way a mango tree grows, that we take for granted when they surround us that their fruit does not come for 6 years. Toi. You must learn your numbers. My father removed me from school, you know. He let my brothers finish, but not me. And my mother did not fight. I will fight, I will fight, I will fight. Quatre. When I lost Marjorie, I did not know it would be this long a wait for another. I thought something broke inside me. Your father still prayed. Everyone prayed. I fasted on the mountainside. I broke coconuts daily and drank the water. And the night came and went, and I waited, sank. You will meet your cousins soon. I watched my brothers' wives bear children. I must be Sarah. Did not God promise Abraham the stars? Mama. Part 2. From my father. Tomorrow I will hold you. This has been my prayer, to hold you. And I have been reading the book of Daniel, and there is prophecy there. You are a prophecy. I will call you Daniel. If you are a girl, I will call you Danielle. I wanted to name you Colin, but your mother was against it. Maybe it can be a middle name. I have little to give, but I can give you my name. Tomorrow I will hold you, and the weight of this secret will have been worth it. This time it will be real. I hope your mother does not hate me for not telling her. I hold things to protect you both. Your grandmother is dead. She'll be buried tomorrow. I watched your mother miscarry once. I could not watch again. I'm sorry you will not know neither my mother or hers. She was beautiful, my mother. One day when you are old enough, I will tell you about her hands, worn by fields of rice and sugarcane. I will tell how I watched her die, how she told me to be careful with women, to love them, to marry, to not sow seeds like my brother. I will love you. I don't know how to say these things. Military men do not share so much, but God opens my heart a little. And finally, tomorrow he will let me hold you. Copy. Set. All the years I have waited. Today I will eat a mango for you, and I will send for my mother. You should hear her voice. Not sad like at the airport when she put her hands on my belly like this. Do you remember what she said? Silly woman thought she would never see you. I promised God this day would be holy, the day you decide to arrive. And I want to kiss your little feet. And I'd like to eat chicken again, and tassel and griot. I wonder if you will still like fish, but we will fast on your birthday because you are a gift. Learn your numbers past 7, but if tomorrow you were born, you will remember how many years it took to make you. Mama. I just wanted to share that because I feel like we all hold some kind of purpose and destiny in our life, and that's it. All right. You want to do after this?
If you guys want to
Do my
stagger
part?
it, go up again.
Okay.
Someone wants to-
We're having like a whole discussion of like what's happening. Okay. All right. This is called Just Like That after Patrick Rosel's Just Like That. Nina Simone sings, "The rock cried out, I ain't gonna hide you. And alone in my room, I searched for the rock so we can talk about protection, because on that day I realized the rock might not be on my side, and that I haven't learned to run from sinner men, that I think their sins contagious, common like cold, like aching fingers that lost their dance, like tongues on ice holding on 2 languages instead of 3, and I wonder if that makes the Trinity less holy, to be a sliver of moonlight sonata heavy on keys that no longer open doors or C sharp, and just like that I need glasses for everything but my eyes to know my body and where it hurts, like how my mouth don't fit round that no more, like how I be flat on my back painting notes on ceilings with my eyes shut and throat raspy in search of the right pitch for no, but all I can hiss in a prayer is, what's the matter with you, rock? Don't you know that I need you? And now I am a metronome, wandering for a song. Like a river lost at sea, I am bleeding, and there is no more staccato. Just like that, it occurs to me why I quit piano, why I am listening to one waning echo of a pedal, and my foot left here, tapping nothing but the floor.
Oh, wow.
Next up, Liv, did you want to go next, or should I put? Yes. Sorry, someone else can go. I'm having fun. Okay. Ulysses, would you like to go up?
Okay.
All right.
I'll read in public at myself.
This is the first.
This is first.
I'm gonna have it on camera.
Alright, I'm gonna read a poem by Khalil Gibran. I like this stuff a lot. It's called Pain. Let me turn my phone this way because it's long words. Alright. Give me a second so my heart stops beating.
We don't want that.
Alright. And a woman spoke, saying, Tell us of pain. And he said, Your pain is the breaking. Sometimes I get emotional. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life? Your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy. And you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields. And you would watch with serenity through the winters of your grief. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. For his hand, though heavy and hard, is guided by the tender hand of the unseen. And the cup he brings, though it burns your lips, has been fashioned of the clay which the potter has moistened with his own sacred tears.
Thank you all again for this wonderful bravery and skill and presence. Liv, would you like to? Liv McKee. Hi, everybody. This is such a beautiful event. I'm really happy to be here. Like really nice energy in here. Thank you for coming on this rainy day. I love that the theme is remembering people we love. And it's a poem about my grandma as well. Dee and I have like weirdly similar stories about our grandmas. So I wanted to share this piece. To Lois, absent. The story goes she hated geese. The story goes she hated geese until she learned they mate for life. The story goes he left her. The story goes he left her and she mourned like a good 1960s housewife, Lois. All sharp-tongued cynic wit and fashion sense. Frail iron, cigarette bones, all who will dress the baby when I'm gone. The story cancerous. Ovarian and lung, spring 94, mudslide, chemo and midwives. Slush flowers and dual respects to pay her death, a prune of grief in my mother I was breastfed into. A trauma is a droplet in oceans, but salt always turns up somewhere. My mother, anorexic at 15, never therapy. My mother loved my skinny bones. My mother wondered where it stops, watch it become the acid on my chin. My own worn enamel, a trauma is a droplet in oceans, but salt turns up somewhere. I tell stories, but don't speak to ancestors much. A story. Lois the lonely, the fearful,
the left behind, David, the boisterous, the charisma comedian Lois, tanned and done up, all fault line, all secret, all let you make a bed of me. These are the rules of marriage. From this place I speak to Lois. Lois. Multiple lovers in her 50s, Lois. Enjoying sex for the first time and naming that Lois. Finally speaking of the man who molested her at age 10, Lois. Honest and loud, Lois. Loving geese, Lois. In a hospital bed holdout for 3 weeks just to hold me. She is my grandmother, but her death and my birth are siblings. Story goes, I am her far-fetched dreams. What she only hoped for. Queer, loud, and unabashed, still, watching men think simple beds of me. A trauma is a droplet in oceans. Salt always turns up somewhere to crystallize, to crack skin, but we are not this story. We are not prim dreamers in kitchens, no more generational paper dolls or wives who lay down. We are not the handprints of men, and I could say pain stops here. I could say I buried the hatchet, it stops with me. Hate costs plenty, love would have been free, but I don't. I pinch the salt, place it on her tongue. Mama, come taste our evolution. Stare it in the face. Won't you? Won't you? Thank you. Can I do one more?
Yeah.
First I'll talk for a second. So Dee mentioned that we're heading to the National Poetry Slam next week. We are part of the Nitty Gritty Slam team, which is the only Poetry Slam Incorporated certified slam team in the Capital Region. This is the first year we're ever sending an all-women team to the National Poetry Slam. We're super excited about it. We're super honored to represent the Capital Region. We're leaving tomorrow night. We'll be in Chicago all week, and we're so excited. We've had a huge fundraising effort to try and get there, and we're like so close to reaching our goal. So if anyone is interested in contributing, we have a GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/Albany, 2 NPS. And yeah, feel free to talk to us about it and follow us. Instagram is @SlamAlbany, and on Facebook @Nitty Gritty Slam. We're super excited. So, this, what?
55 more?
You're sweet. Give it up for Danny and Melody running this space. I'll do a piece. This is called Learning to Dance in 2 parts. All we knew of dance was this, just the torn ligaments in our turned out hips. See, we learned dance the Balanchine way. Patriarch of classical ballet said that a dancer must be long-limbed, arched feet, small head, tight buttocks, flexible, delicate. Always the damsel, ever the prize, locked in the gaze of your own mirror's eyes. We learned to attempt perfection from head to toe to thumb from day 1 of ballet class. They told us our knuckles bulged too much. Thighs too big for privilege, princess movement, shoulders back, chin up, pirouette. Look at that pudge, better find that purge button at the back of your neck. See, all we knew of dance was this. Perfected the clown smile, staged atop our hollow bliss. Don't you know thousands will pay hundreds to watch us spin? We are the fragility you seek. All we knew of dance was this. Just the ache between veins in our attempt at slender wrists, thinking we could make sexy the sticky sweet stomach acid that was that release. But perfect movement should not hinge upon shrinking. If we'd known dance could have been big-bellied, stomp-worthy, we might have laughed giddy. My mama didn't know to tell me that they've been trying to squash free movement for centuries. Be it our right to dance or our right to cross borders, nomad. They've been trying to squash free movement for centuries. Lock it in the penitentiary of normativity. Reclaim this with me, our muscle memory. I plop myself upon this beat. Take up space with my footing that knows rhythm in the sinews of my being. To my someday daughter, you will know this joy. I am bliss broken at the dawn, shouting. My mama couldn't tell me this, so I say that they will not make ghost wisps of your movement like our turned out dancer hips and sewn shut dancer lips. They iron locked our wrists. My someday daughter, you occupy this, you body this, you queer this, you move. Shake it like they don't know what kind of groove is about to hit them, from the mountainside to the nightclub to the prayer dance maelstrom. Sing chime, rise dust, say everything I previously paper doll cut. If I had known dance could have been this, I would have known what we were meant for. I had not known what we were meant for, but now, I drop the beat in the balls of my feet, feel this melody gnash in my teeth, and I weep for this, but full wombs are made for weeping, and full moons are not made for sleeping, and my wounds, they help my breathing as we sweat upon this eternal, glorious beat.
Christy? I want to say, you also are you Rajine's?
She's all on.
her
She's
aunt.
my little sister.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm just going to share remembering words because I don't have a special poem. I'm going to say those poems are bomb. So good luck, guys.
And also, I would encourage you, if you want to recite another one later, then please do. So please, Christy.
I've had experience speaking, but this is actually a tender topic. So I talked about what could I think, what could I say, what words can you use to remember those it's never going to be enough. I just think in words and pictures, and I'm probably more pictures because I am a visual artist. So this I appreciate tons because I see that. The first thing I did to soothe my grief was draw Rajine and see the peace in her eyes and see that and feel calm as I drew it. We are a trio of sisters. Myself, I'm the youngest. Cindy's the middle child, and my oldest sister, Michelle, and we follow a trio of sisters where we feel one is not here, but in my heart she is. And they share a mirror image of us, and we were just reflecting on it yesterday, Millie and I, on how we used to me and Cindy would show pictures of Millie and Bella and say, who's this? And they're like, that's me. And they're like, oh, that's Bella. And I'm like, no, it's me and Cindy. Like, we look that exactly alike. So I think part of this tune of this universe comes and it circles around life, how perfect this weather would, where our families struggle, and I hear the struggle in your pain and your family's pain, and that's deep. And know that we all have that pain, but as that circle keeps going on, and my trinity is their trinity, and whatever binds that break, it will still be whole for me, and that's how I remember Rajine and my nieces. So, we're sisters and sisters, it will always be in my heart.
We joking.